These are just the top 10 things that I would do if I had to start all over again. I wasn't a podcaster. I didn't have like real estate and all that kind of stuff.
7:45 a.m. Catch me on the morning meetup, hosted by David Shanes.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, man. How are we? Somebody throw it in the chat. How was our weekend? 1 to 5. 1. It was shaky, baby. I'm disappointed. 5. I crushed it. I didn't let my feelings get in the way. I didn't let any emotions get in the way. I didn't let any trials and tribulations get in the way of the work that I am doing. Throw it in the chat. 1 through 5. 1 through 5. 1 or 5. We got 5s. We got 1s. Saw 1. We're praying for you. We are praying for you. Absolutely. Okay. Hey, listen, man. Life is tough. Life is tough. And if you add on top of just what life does, going after something significant, oh my gosh. It can be a mountain. It can be a mountain. But you are going to get through this. I know you are. Whatever you're dealing with, we are going to operate in gratefulness. Okay? Whatever you're dealing with, we're going to operate in gratefulness. What do you mean, David? I'll explain. Whatever it is that we're challenged with right now, I believe most of us that are complaining about it has one gotten over worse. Am I right? Throw it in the chat. Something that maybe this month or last month that you are dealing with, and it seems so heavy. You can attest, well, it doesn't feel good, but I've gotten through worse. Just throwing me in the chat. I've gotten through. Yes, this is tough, but over my life, last 38 years of my life, I've gotten through worse. And whatever you're going through, someone else is going through 10 times worse. Now that never makes the person that's going through something feel better, knowing that somebody else is going through worse. It seems kind of cliche, but my message for you is you could be them. Someone else is going through something worse, and that's not the motivation. That's not the whole gratefulness thing I'm talking about. I'm saying you could be them. You could be going through that too, but the person that you pray to has saw it fit that you didn't, which means we should be grateful for all that we have. Imagine being grateful for the trial because you know it could be worse. Imagine being grateful for $100 because you only have $100 in your bank account, but you could be homeless. Imagine being grateful for the 100, like, woo. Imagine being grateful for grace. Imagine being grateful for payment plans. You ever had to make a payment plan on that light bill? You should be grateful for that. Yo, I was able to make a payment plan, which means our lights stay on for another 2 weeks before I have to pay these people. Life is rough. And I don't care who you are looking at that seems happy and they seem like they've got it all together. They go through stuff too. I'm telling you. They just don't put it on Instagram. Everybody. Okay. I'm just telling you, the mind is something else. Like the mind and the heart it's clumsy. It's clumsy, meaning it falls. It just bounces around and you can't control it sometimes. But I'm here to tell you that you are going to get through it. There are better days ahead. There are also worse days ahead. Let me just prepare you for that. There are better days ahead, but there are also worse days ahead. So I just want to prepare you for that. Life is life. And this whole book, Alchemist, it really talks through the journey and being grateful about the journey. It's all the things that we gather. We think we're going to find a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and we're spending our whole lives looking for this pot of gold because we think that when we get to this pot of gold, all of our problems are solved. When life is not about searching for a pot of gold, life is about picking up these little gold chips throughout your journey. And then one day you're going to come to an empty pot. And you're going to put all of these chips, all of these coins, all of these experiences, all of these emotions in this pot. And then you have a pot of gold. But it was all the stuff that you gathered on your way to this fictional pot. It doesn't, you don't just go through life and just find something that's amazing and it changes your life. It doesn't work that way. You have to create your own pot of gold. You also have to imagine that there's a rainbow, and you keep looking up at the rainbow and being inspired by the beauty of the rainbow, even if it doesn't lead anywhere. Wow, I'm so thankful that I have this beautiful rainbow to look at. We create our lives, okay? All right, so that wasn't what I was going to talk about today. The whole month, though, is going to be talking about multiple streams of income. The theme of this month is opportunity zones. Opportunity zones. You know what I'm going to be doing this month? I'm going to find different people in different industries, and I'm going to bring them on the morning meetup to tell you about what it is that they do, and you possibly might do one of the things that they do. So tomorrow, I was very interested. I was talking to my guy, Quay, and he was the first person to really teach me trading, like pull up this charts on the podcast. And he's going to do a 2-part series tomorrow and Wednesday on trading for dummies. How are these people making all this money from their house? And I want to know how to read the charts. People you ever see somebody post one of those trading charts with the reds and the greens, and it's like all these weird lines that mean absolutely nothing to you, and they say, look at this, success. And you're like, how do I know that's success? I don't know what that means. But Quay is going to explain it. And some of you, the next 2 days, it might be life-changing because you might say, yo, I get it now. I understand it. This is what I want to do. I don't want to create no content. I don't want to make no videos. I'm not doing no TikTok dances. I'm going to learn this whole trading thing, and I'm going to make some money. I'm going to find some people this whole month to teach what it is that they do in hopes that it grabs somebody and you say, yo, this is what I want to do. Or you may not jump into those industries, but at least you get to meet somebody that's being successful in something. You can see their mindset and how it operates. I was talking to Quay about trading, and I wasn't saying, yo, I want to be a trader now. I do want to be a trader. I do want to learn this trading stuff. But I learned it helps me go deeper into my industry because I'm hearing different entrepreneurs doing different things. And when he starts talking about trading, I'm like, I got some bars about my own business and some realizations about my own business on how it can improve. So this whole month on the morning meetup, and I'm live right now. So I'm telling y'all that I'm going live today to convince you to join the morning meetup. So if at the end of this call, for all the people that's live, join the morning meetup, themorningmeetup.com. We'd love to have you. Okay, let's get into it. The conversation today, multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. What does it mean? Throw it in the chat to you. When you hear the words multiple streams of income, when you hear that, what comes to mind? What do you think about? Lanes, 7 streams. I make money from different things. Sweet. Money from different sources. Investments. Good. Buckets. Yes. Yes. More than one way to bring in the money. Many ways to the money. Okay, I love it. I love it. So there's a couple ways we can look at it. So some people look at multiple streams of income as multiple things that bring in income, which is a good thing. So I have multiple streams of income that don't necessarily have anything to do with each other. Now, I had to build to that point. When I started, I had one stream, and I was just trying to get that stream going. My goal is to build a stream. I'd rather, and some people may not agree with this, I'm not even saying my philosophy is right or wrong, but I would rather have one stream of income than multiple trickles of income. Personally, this is personally, and we can have a whole debate about this, but I would rather make $500,000 in one business than to have 5 businesses that pay me $100,000. I would rather make $100,000 from one business than to have these trickles of income than be a hustler and doing 4 or 5 things and make the same amount of money. Now, some people may say, well, what happens if that stream of income goes away? Well, that's a very valid point. But my philosophy is, if I built a stream of income, a true stream of income, it's hard for it to go away. 2, to build a stream of income, it takes incredible focus, work ethic, skill set. And if I built a $1 million stream of income, I probably have the skills to do it again. I probably have the focus and consistency to do it again. Now, some people say, yo, I do a bunch of things. So if this one falls, I still have this one. This one falls, I don't go homeless. I get it. There's a conversation around it. I don't have a right or wrong answer. I'm saying this is my philosophy on life. Your philosophy may be different, but I'd rather have one stream than multiple trickles. Just me, okay? So you create your own philosophy on life, but some of us have a stream of income that can break off into other streams, meaning I started with a t-shirt brand and the stream of income was t-shirts. Well, I also added a book, but the book was talking about how I built the t-shirt brand. So now I have 2 offers to sell. And what happened was, because when I wrote the book, people booked me to speak about how I built the stream of income. So it started with one stream. I had a whole bunch of success with t-shirts. And then I wrote a book on how I built the success with t-shirts. And then I had a speaking career based on the book, based on the stream of income that I built. So it kind of branched off. My advice is to build something and then build multiple streams within the thing. Okay. I don't necessarily recommend doing a whole bunch of different things at one time until you build a stream of income. Okay. So for those that aren't sure that the industry that you're in right now is the thing that you really want to do, I've got 10 business ideas that if I had to start all over, these are the top 10 businesses that I would start. Now, maybe my list is based on my bias, based on my own personality, based on who I am, what I like, but we'll go through it. But before we go through the top 10, I want to talk about some things you need to consider as an entrepreneur. 1, are you going to do a product or service? And I'm going to need some crowd participation with this one. Would you, if you're going to start all over, would you start with a product or a service? A product or a service? Would you create a product that you sell? Or would you create a service that you can perform? What's most comfortable for you? Product, service, service, product, service, 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 product, service, 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 product, service, 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 product, product, product. Okay, it's a good blend. Which one's best, services or products? Which one's best? And there is a right answer. And Vero got the right answer. It depends. The right answer is, it depends on whether you're more comfortable selling a product or a service. They're both good, all right? You've got to identify what business is going to be good for you, okay? Product or service. Okay, check this out. Check this out. Here we go. Here we go. and this is a choice. Would you sell things you use or things you use up? I'll explain it. Would you sell things you use or things that you use up? Something that you use. You sell somebody a car, they use that. A washing machine, you use a washing machine. A couch, you use a couch. Something that you use up, toothpaste. Something that you use up, dish detergent. I'm trying to get you thinking here. Something that people use. I think it's a good model because if it's something that people use and this is a thing that a lot of people use, you will always be able to make money. Why? Because you're selling something that people use, people need. You need couches, okay? And if I sell you a couch and it's lasting the test of time and you had a good experience, you will tell your friend, hey, you should go holler at my homegirl. She's the one that sold me this couch. So this is a question. Toilet paper, something that you use up. Now, if it's something that you use up, they will come to you more often, but it's not as high ticket. So would you rather sell somebody a couch or toothpaste? Would you rather sell somebody a couch or toothpaste? Would you rather sell somebody a couch that they come to you like once every 7 years, 10 years? Or would you rather sell toothpaste where they come to you once a month, depending on how big the family is? It does depend, doesn't it? Let's think about this. How much is toothpaste? $3? And let's say that the toothpaste, you have a $2 margin. Let's say, for instance, you profit $2, which means every single year, if you sell one thing of toothpaste a month, every year this customer gives you $24. Let's say we multiply that by 10 years, that's $240. Well, if we sell them a couch, we might make a commission of $2,000. Now they're not going to come to us for another 2 years, but $2,000 ain't bad. My point is toothpaste $3? I mean, $5 maybe? I don't know. Y'all get what I'm saying though. There's not a right or wrong, but as we start defining, this is for the people who maybe don't have a business or you're thinking about starting another business. These are some questions I think we need to ask ourselves. There's no right or wrong answer. Okay? Do we want to go high ticket or low ticket? High ticket or low ticket? What are you thinking? Hey, we light today, man. Everybody taking a holiday off. Y'all take the holidays off. All right, that's fine. You guys will be back tomorrow. Listen, I'm going to work just like every Monday. And I actually gave my team off, but I'm still going to work. So it'll just be me up there working. Anyway. Yes. So let me ask you, do you want to go high ticket or low ticket? High ticket or low ticket? High ticket for sure. High ticket or low ticket? High ticket or low ticket? Okay, a lot of high ticketers. Hey, and I feel you go high ticket, get all that money up front. Low ticket, easier to sell. There's pros and cons of both. Low ticket, easier to sell, which means for most people, it's easier on your mental health. You ever try to sell a high ticket? 2-3 people say no, and you're like, man, nobody's buying this. You thought of 5 people, oh, nobody's buying it. But you just got to go through more numbers. You have to go through more people telling you no. You have to go through more disappointment. You have to go through more anxiety. Low ticket, easier to sell. It's just, you don't make as much money as fast. These are good questions to ask yourself before you start a business, right? Some people just start a business because it's a good idea, but we don't consider our own personality. So which one's better, high ticket or low ticket? Which one's best to sell, high ticket or low ticket? Low? What's best? What is the best business model? Selling high ticket or low ticket? Throw it in the chat. I love to hear your answer. Definitely both. A mixed. It is. I'm telling you. Now there's a personal best for you and your countenance and your patience and your, what it is that you enjoy doing, but it's definitely a question we need to ask. Lastly, in my 4 questions, do you want to build a business off of you or the company? You or the company? Pros and cons of both. Pros and cons of both. You or the company? Most people say the company. However, for most of you, you guys are not building the company, you're building your brand, which builds the company. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Pros and cons of both. If you build you have more opportunities to make money in different ways because people have a contact, somebody they can connect with. They like the personality. They like your swag. They're buying because they like you, which there's a benefit. If you build a company, a lot harder to build. Especially these days, people want to do business with people. However, when it's built, that thing's built, and nothing can cancel the company unless the company does something crazy, unless the company, like people, you build a restaurant and people keep getting sick at your restaurant, then that's a challenge. A company oftentimes can't explain itself. Something goes wrong, a company can't explain itself. There was a few years ago, they did a strike at Houston's. And at Houston's, it appeared that a customer thought the server was being racist. It was a Houston's in Atlanta. And I don't eat a lot of beef, but that Hawaiian ribeye is something special. You understand me? I like Houston's. But somebody had an experience where the server felt that the service was being racist. They all come out and they boycott the business. And they send like the manager out there, and the manager didn't help because the company can't explain itself. So they just got to take the hit. They can't say, no, that was just one person. You have an amazing Hawaiian ribeye. They look at the company, that place was shut down a month later. So nothing wrong with building your personal brand. Nothing wrong with building a faceless brand as a company. But you've got to decide what you want to build, okay? A lot of the things that I built are based on my personal brand. And I'm cool with that, except the Creators Clubhouse, because Creators Clubhouse continues to get booked. Y'all don't see me promoting, hey, come to the Clubhouse, come to my Clubhouse. I don't do that. And income is going up, man, so that's really cool. So I got a nice little blend that we're working on right now. Okay, here we go. My top ideas to start a business. If I had to start it all over again in 2023, if I had nothing and I was going to start a business and I was going to start my whole life or brand over again, I know it's going to be successful. But here's top 10 things that, in my personal opinion, these will be really good to start. And they are in no other order except for number 1. No special order except for number 1. Number 1 that's number 1. 1 for sure. I wouldn't even have to think about it. Okay? Y'all know what my number 1 is? You know what my number 1 is? If I had to start all over again. Figured you might say that, but actually it's not podcasting. It's not podcasting. Because I believe let me just tell you my number 1. 100%, I would be a videographer. I would learn photography and videography. There's never been a better time in American history to learn how to use a camera. Why? Because the whole world is driven off of content. And guess what? Not everybody knows how to create it. Not everybody knows how to use a camera. Here, let me give you a little hack. You can make so much money as a videographer if you learn how to get like 4 or 5 things to work together. One is the aperture. It's a setting on your camera. The ISO, which is how much light you're letting in to your camera. ISO's too high, it gets bad. ISO too low, it's too dark. Got to find that blend. White balance. You ever see those videos where it looks kind of yellowish or bluish? You figure out how to work with the light on white balance, you're good. And the shutter speed. And lighting. Those 5 things: aperture, ISO, white balance, shutter speed, and lighting. Hey guys, real quick. Anybody that's a videographer, am I lying? These 5, if you can figure out these 5, you ain't got to be the best at angles. You ain't got to be the best at creativity. If you pick up a camera and learn aperture, ISO, white balance, shutter speed, and lighting, you can make money. Guaranteed. Now, the reason I would be a videographer is so that 1, I can start my own podcast, but 2, I can shoot podcasts for everybody else, because everyone wants a podcast. They just don't know how to shoot it. And if you know how to shoot it, you can get a job. I just did this, picked up a client. We weren't necessarily going in this direction, but in our studio, we shoot people's podcasts, right? And I went and did a podcast one day, and I was telling the young lady, I said, man, it's cool, but there are some adjustments that I make, just helping out. And long story short, it's like, yo, can you produce our podcast? I was like, maybe. So we went out there, set it up, shot it. She was pleased with it, got her footage. It's amazing. And, she said, we want to hire you as a producer of our podcast. So we are going to be producing her podcast. And we're going to be producing a lot more podcasts. Why? Because we know how to use a camera. Number 2, okay, and this is a new thing. This is a new thing that I'm strongly considering, that I'm excited about, that we're actually going to do. I'd open a little tax preparation business. This is what I found out, guys. It's crazy. So I don't know if y'all know Anetta Powell. She came to the studio, did her interview. We're probably going to drop it next Monday, hopefully. And she's telling me how she helps people start their tax preparation business. And I find out, now it's probably a little more intricate than this, but I find out that if you need your taxes done, let's say you got a job, you need your taxes done, you don't care where you get your taxes done, because you make 30, 40,000. You got some kids, you want your taxes done. It doesn't matter. You're not going to hire a CPA. You're not super loyal to one person, unless you are, which is really cool. But you can come, like we could do it online. We could do it on Zoom. I'd come to your house. I plug your numbers. I ask you questions. You answer the questions. I plug your numbers into a computer system, and it spits out what your tax return will be. So when you go into H&R Block, those people are not experts. Someone told them that when this person walks in here, sit them down and ask them the questions on the screen. What's your name? What's your middle name? What's your last name? What's your address? Let me see that little paper that your job gave you, and plug in the information, and that's what you get. I mean, Amanda says, I file my own taxes. Not everybody wants to do that, right? So it might be $300, $400, $500 or whatever, but you don't even have to pay for it. It comes out of the return. So because we are starting this year, okay? I got my wife all excited. I would do that. I do a little, and the time window. Let's say, for instance, let's do some math. How about this? I remember working at the Cheesecake Factory and making a little over $30,000 a year. And one of her students She was so upset. She was like, yo, she did absolutely nothing that I told her to do. She said, in 90 days, I could teach somebody how to make 100,000. All they gotta do is do exactly what I say. And she's like, this one girl, she ain't do nothing. She only made 25,000 in 3 months. Pardon me? I made $30,000 and I had to work the whole year. I had to work the whole year and the whole week. I had to work the whole week and the whole year to make 30,000. And this in a 3-month period, this young lady made $25,000. I said, oh, it's all the way up. It's all the way up. She's like, yeah, you can have $1,000 days. It's no problem. If you're charging $300, $400, you get 2 people to do the taxes. She said, all you got to do, this was a secret. He said, take the flyers and pass them out in the hood. They just want to get their taxes done. Give them some sort of incentive. I don't know. I don't know. Like, you get your taxes done and I give you, 30 days in the morning meetup or something. I don't know. But yes, going to be a cool business. And she was like, yo, anybody can do it if they're willing to find people that need to get their taxes done in this window, and it's up. Okay. Number three, and this is when it stops going in order. It's just stuff that I would consider. I learned how to build websites. And funnels and stuff. Because people need a website and they need funnels, but the world is getting more and more sophisticated. Yeah, web design, yes. The world is getting more and more sophisticated, and there are platforms that will build the website for you if you just put the information in and put the pictures up there. The hardest thing about a website was the copy for me. And I was getting a website built, and I think it was like Cynthia, she's like, yo, it's going to chat GPT. And I was like, oh, all right. It built out I looked at it, I made my little adjustments, sent it over to the web designer. He was like, oh, that was perfect. I said, woo, this is crazy. And there's plug and play websites and funnels and stuff like that, because people need an online presence and they need a way to make money. Vero does a really good job. She builds Shopify pages. Who doesn't need a Shopify page? Really cool. All right, number 4, I'd be a personal trader. Yo, why is everybody laughing? I'm looking at y'all little boxes. First of all, Cynthia can't even breathe. She's laughing so hard. How is it so hard to believe that I'd be a personal trader? I'm saying if I had no money or nothing, or like so right now, let me give you an excuse. The reason I don't work out is because I'm busy. Okay, that's my excuse. 1 is that I'm busy. 2, I don't care. 3, I'm married and my wife like it a little bit. You know what I mean? And 4, I don't care. Okay. But if I had nothing going on, I'd be a personal trainer. Why? Because all you got to do, listen, it's not even a big science, man. Listen, okay, these trainers out here, they will tell you that they got the secret sauce, and they don't. They don't. I think a personal trainer can get results, which those results will trickle to more clients by helping people with their mentality and the way they think. That is the whole gist. The reason I don't go to the gym now is because something's off in my brain. No one's come along and turned the switch for me. So I'd be a trainer because I feel like I can get people to turn the switch on and get people to realize how important this is. It's life or death. And I can paint this picture of how sexy you're going to be. And I probably make so much money in the wintertime because I'd be painting this picture of the summer, and all it is, the market is huge. There's people who are out of shape, especially in America. And if I needed to make some money, these trainers, you can make some bread. Anyway, I'd be a personal trainer, okay? I thought this was a safe space. You guys. Number 5, I'd probably do something in childcare. or education. So I get so frustrated with Nayetta because she's the GOAT. And I'd be like, yo, you are sitting on a gold mine. Or child care. What's it called? Daycare. I'd open like a little daycare center. Because people need you. And if you could teach the kids some cool stuff, man. And it only take a couple kids. Real quick, how much do y'all pay for daycare? Just throw it in the chat real quick. How much do y'all pay for daycare? Either weekly, monthly? $1,800 a month. And it don't cost you nothing. $1,500 a month. $300 a week. I'm saying, let's just say $1,200 a month. You get 5 kids in there. It don't cost you nothing but your time. That's like $60,000, $70,000 a year for 5 kids for a few hours to feed them lunch. Now, I wouldn't say this out loud, but it'd be a whole lot of cocoa melon going on. You ever just sit there and watch that cocoa melon and feed you breakfast, lunch, snacks, naps, and it's up. You get 10 kids at $1,200. That's $12,000 a month. Come on, man. Oh, that cocoa melon triggered y'all, did it? I'm sorry, okay? And maybe if this was, if I was going to do this, I would change my ways, okay? But right now, y'all going to get this cocoa melon. Hey, listen, if you ever, hey, no, I'm telling you right now, your daughter hang out, if it's just me, if your daughter come to hang out with Sarai, it's going to be a whole lot of Peppa Pig going on. You know what I mean? Because I'm not about to play with you. It's going to be a whole bunch of Gracie's Corner happening, okay?
We can do that. I can do Gracie's.
I'm not about to just play with the kids all day. All right, anyway, that's what I would do. Number six. Oh, man. I would be a relationship coach, whether I was in a relationship or not, okay? It seems like a great business. I'd write a book because everybody knows what they need to do in a relationship. Well, not everybody. I would just talk about how you're dealing with imposter syndrome, and I talk about how you're not prepared yet and you got to prepare your mindset, and I talk about real cool philosophies that make people say, oh, that's a bar. I talk about that. And I'd help you become a better person and tell you that the more you become a better person, the better your husband or your wife is waiting for you to be prepared. You got to pay me to coach you to be a better person so that by the time you meet that person, you're ready. So I'd be a relationship coach and I would write a book. Whether I was in a relationship or not, I think I know enough about relationships. 38 years I've been in relationships. Relationships with my brother, my mom, dad, people that I dated, best friends, relationships. I'd be a good relationship coach. I think I'd be a good relationship coach. Tell people to tap into their feelings and tell people they need a therapist. That seems like the go-to. Talk about how God is preparing you for your... I would for sure be a relationship coach. I get a little ring light and make the videos and talk about how men should do this and women should do that. I'll be in the game. All right, I would definitely write that book. Okay. Number 7, I would start a moving company. J-Star, every relationship coach, the reason y'all ain't in a relationship is because God's preparing you. Okay. That's the go-to, and I use it. All right, number 7, I start a moving company. I probably start a moving company. Why? Because I hate moving. 2, people are always moving. And I would just go to every apartment complex and pass out flyers, and I would create a relationship with the people at the front desk and give that person some incentive to pass my information along to all the people that are moving out or thinking about moving in, and I would just manual labor that joint out until I could find some other people to handle these jobs. And I started a moving company. This is just stuff that I think of if I was going to start all over again, okay? Number 8, again, no special order. I would definitely learn how to trade. It just seems like once they figure it out, the patterns and all that kind of stuff, they just make money, man. I would learn it because the people that are good at it always make money. Now, you don't make money every single day, but you understand these financial markets. You could sit in your house and not talk to any other human beings and make some money, okay? So I learned trading. I really want to learn trading now. Number 9, I start a cleaning service. I'd probably start a little cleaning service. If I had to start all over, little business, cleaning service, nothing wrong with a cleaning service. Why? Because people need cleaning services. But we have a person that comes to our house and they clean. We have a what is it? Say a person comes to my office and cleans, I start a cleaning service. You can make some money off cleaning services. I'm telling you. Okay. And number 10, try to start all over. And this may not be my destination, but these things are things that I would do to get some income going immediately. Number 10, I'd probably start a landscaping business. Now, I don't really like being out in the elements, but if my family had to eat, I know I can knock on some doors and get a landscaper. Side note, is there anybody in the morning meetup that lives in Atlanta that does landscaping? Because I need somebody for the low though, okay? Because this is a numbers game, just for the low. I need somebody to I have a commercial property I need people to cut the lawn for. So if anybody's in the morning meetup that has a landscaping company, hit me, okay? All right, so these are just the top 10 things that I would do if I had to start all over again. I wasn't a podcaster. I didn't have like real estate and all that kind of stuff. I would be a videographer, one. I started a little tax office. I built websites, personal trainer, childcare or educator, something like that. Relationship coach, which I probably would go into relationship coaching. I probably would. And even if I was married, I just wouldn't tell nobody, because there's a lot of people that go to relationship coaches because they want the coach, and you got to pay me, okay? And I don't. Yeah, it's crazy. People don't want to go to a married relationship coach. I'm gonna leave y'all relationship coaches alone because y'all going. I'm wilding right now. You're right, Cynthia. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay, it's a holiday, so it kind of took off today. I started a moving company. I learned how to trade, a little cleaning service or something. You know what I mean? Or landscaping, because these are things that can make some money right now, just from my perspective. Hey, do me a favor. If you guys are an entrepreneur, let's make a little video, man. Throw it in your stories. What will be your top 10, top 5, top whatever? Make some content, man. Go live. Let's talk about it, man. So listen, I love you all. It is 8:57 tomorrow and Wednesday, live on the morning meetup. So if you're on Instagram and you're watching this, join the morning meetup, themorningmeetup.com. Next 2 days, we got my brother Quay Trades. And if you've seen our podcast episode, he is a true teacher. And I'm going to be taking notes tomorrow because I really want to learn. I want to learn it. You know what I mean? I want to learn how to trade. I want to get in there and look at the candlesticks and, you know what I mean? Throw some money in there and, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of programs where if you know how to do it, you can join the program and they're telling you what to do at the time with a master trader, which is really, really cool. So, so for the next 2 days in Opportunity Zone this month, we are talking about opportunity zones. I'm just going to find people who got opportunities, and maybe you'll pick one of those, okay? So I love you all. I'm going to pass it back to Nella. Listen, as an entrepreneur, you bet not take off. I'm not talking to the world. I'm talking to Morning Meetup. We're not taking off. You can take some of the day off, but not the whole day. Do some work. We not regular. Superheroes don't take the day off, okay? I do plan on being done by like 1 or 2 o'clock today, but I got work to do. I got work to do. Go to work today. I don't care what day of the week it is. I don't care what holiday it is, okay? You deserve success. And I'm out.
If you like the video that you just watched, click this one. You're going to like this one, maybe even more. Click it right now.